AITA for telling my mill I make too much to be a SAHM. I, 31F, am a manager for cybersecurity engineering for a big tech company. My husband is an internal medicine specialist. I make over $200K a year and he recently started making his full salary around $400K. We had our first child around 2 years ago and I'm pregnant with our second. My family is pretty open-minded about it, but my husband's family are old-fashioned, and since we are Japanese, there is a consensus from them that women who are married with children shouldn't be working. My husband is very lucky. He has less loans than other doctors. Just over $130K, but that's because his family paid a lot of it off already. So I've been getting hints from them that I should be a SAHM and leave the money making to my husband. I don't want to leave my job and my company is relatively understanding. I got 6 months off, 3 months with full pay and 3 months without, for my first child and was able to keep my current position. The male members of my team are also able to take paternity leave. So I don't see why I have to leave my job. I also paid most of the bills while my husband wasn't making much as a resident. My aunt was a SAHM, and to make more income in her retirement she babysits my son. She is also going to be looking after my youngest child when my maternity leave ends. I have been also guilted by other moms, especially my husband's co-workers' wives, since most of them who are not also doctors become SAHMs, but I don't see why I need to. My husband and I outsource all our cleaning, grocery delivery, lawn maintenance, etc., so all we do is cook. So almost all our time at home is spending time together as a family. And apart from the rare occasion we both work 910 a day, with me working a bit less as I don't have a commute. Even then we still save a lot more than if I were a SAHM. But my mill has commented how it's not right I outsource these things because a mother shows her love by cleaning after her kids and husband. My mill recently came over and while eating dinner she said the food was great and complimented me. And I said my husband made the food. He finished work early and I was in a meeting with a customer. And she was shocked and said it wasn't right that my husband has to do any work after his long shift. I got annoyed and said that I was working longer than him today, and she said, well then you should quit so you don't need to. I got mad and told her I save over $12K a month after paying to outsource. I didn't have an interest in doing anyway. And with that money we can send our children to top schools and have undergrad and probably grad school paid for. So it's ridiculous to expect me to quit just because she has old-fashioned ideas that women need to be on their knees scrubbing away. My mill was offended, but my husband told her it's already be settled and I'm going to still be working. But everyone always telling me I'm a bad mom if I don't quit my job has me worn down. NTA. It's not only about the money. You spent the entirety of your adult life studying and building a career and they just expect you to give it all up for what? To do something you don't enjoy and that you can outsource for a fraction of the income you get from doing the stuff that you do like. Ridiculous. It's negating the value of your professional contribution to society. I'm glad your husband shut that down. It means he sees you as a partner, not a bangmaid. Next step is to double down on your boundaries and shut it down every time someone tries to open the topic again. NTA. But honestly, just what you've written here is more conversation than you should have had with someone else about this. That's the choice we made, is sufficient. Change of subject. NTA for shutting her down. However, it is more effective to cut it off at the root. DH and I are perfectly capable of making the best choices for us and our kid. Thanks, rather than answer her butting in a way that doesn't necessarily make sense. If someone earns $200,000 and wants to be a SAHM, more power to them. It's about the right choices for the individuals involved. Not about any specific career or income. I don't need to know what you make, or how much you save under various scenarios. All I need to know is that you and DH agree and your family is thriving. NTA. You sound like you've got a good balance already between work and home. Her traditions don't need to be foisted onto you. If your nuclear family is happy, that's all that matters. NTA. Girl, go get that money. Some women like working, let them work. I am not even one of those people. But it is so annoying knowing these people don't support you. I have a few friends who could have never worked a day in their lives before and after getting married and having kids. But they love their jobs. Maybe consider both sides. In a few years, will you regret not staying home with your kids who are now older, or will you regret having quit your job, giving into the pressures around you? Do what you want to do. NTA. What is this, 1955? NTA. The only ones who should be commenting on your personal business is you and your husband. You don't owe anyone else any explanation or apologies for how you live your lives. You don't owe them any accounting of your finances either. It's none of their business, regardless of being related to you. From now on, don't get mad. Simply shut them down. Try saying, "We have everything under control and we're happy. Thank you." Keep it on repeat if they keep trying to force their opinions. They'll get tired of hearing you saying the same thing over and over. NTA. Do not allow other people into your marriage. Who works and who takes care of the children is a private matter. What matters is that you and your husband agree on how you handle your marriage. Children, jobs, and finances. Nobody else gets a vote. You need to involve your husband in shutting his mother down and ending the conversation every single time. He needs to tell her that her input and opinions are not welcome. She is being highly inappropriate. I know parents seem to think they have that right, but they don't. You aren't children anymore. Is he a bad dad for not being a stay-at-home dad? No. Because it's not socially expected of him, even though he could easily stay at home just as well as you could. All he'd have to do is give up his job, his identity, his passion, and his sense of independence. Okay, maybe he'd have some of that. But clearly it's a lot to ask. To be a good mom, you need to be a happy, fulfilled person. It sounds like you are. You love your job. You love your family. You love your life. And most importantly, your family is pulling together to be happy and live fulfilling lives. You are setting excellent examples for your children about finding work that makes you happy and fulfilled and allows you to live the life you want to live. Your mill can suck eggs. If staying at home with your children made you feel happy and fulfilled and it was within your means, that would be delightful. That's not what you want. That's not what makes you happy and fulfilled. So don't do it, and don't feel guilty for wanting what you've worked so hard to achieve. Keep having your husband shut that nonsense down. And whoever wants to tell you you're bad mom, tell them as politely as possible. They should FCK off and mind their own business. NTA. Don't discuss it with her any further. Only you and your husband decide what is best for your family. I would definitely stop talking about it to anyone. I think a lot of people want you to follow their lead in becoming a SAHM, to validate their own choices. ETA. NTA. NTA. Why isn't he a bad dad for not quitting his job to be a stay-at-home? Hate these gender stereotypes. It's 2024, not 1924. NTA. You don't need to justify your choices to your mill. You have your own career. And your kids have what they need. Mill, and everyone else, is just inventing problems where none exist and pushing their solution to their invented problems. TBH. You were far kinder about it than I would have been. What happens when your children are older and an important family member is spewing those antiquated ideas around? NTA. Also for the people that tell op to be kinder. That's doormat behavior. If you don't return the same energy, they are just going to get worse. NTA. Do whatever you think will make you the happiest and most fulfilled. It will trickle down to your kids. My mom shut down her successful business and was a wonderful SAHM when me and my brothers came around. She's the youngest of 6. All girls. And they were all SAHMs. So she felt like that was the proper thing to do. But being a career SAHM was very emotionally difficult for her, in ways I did not witness with my aunts. When we got older and moved out of the house, she began to voice that she wished she had continued to work even part-time. Me and my brothers agreed, which I think surprised her. We knew she loved us and loved taking care of us. But we also knew she wanted her own work community, wanted to contribute to the home financially, and wanted to continue her own passion in her business. Now that we're adults and out of the house, past 10 years or so, she's been teaching and taking on clients again. It's been really fun to watch her in her element as she is very talented in her industry. It's obvious she has a passion for her work and I'm forever grateful for the sacrifice she made to take care of us. But I would have loved to grow up knowing she was still able to chase her passions. There's no right way to be a mom. As long as you and your immediate family, husband, kiddos, pets, are happy with the arrangement, everyone else can STFU. NTA. Nosy family members. NTA. Glad your husband has told her it's already settled. It sounds like the two of you are in agreement, which is the most important thing. NTA. Make the decision that is right for you and your family. This is your husband, your children, and your joint decision. Anyone who wants to poke their nose into your business needs to be told the matter is not up for debate. Congrats on the baby. NTA. If their opinions have not been solicited, it's not appropriate for them to express them. You're going to need some quick phrases that you can whip out to shut down the conversation. I don't discuss this outside of my marriage. This is a decision my husband and I made together. It's inappropriate for you to express an opinion about this after you have been asked to stop. This works for us. I'm not interested in your opinion. Thank you. I don't appreciate you insinuating that my husband is a bad father for not staying at home and parenting. Oh, this is just a sexist thing? No thank you. I'm not interested in this conversation. It's wonderful that this works for you. A blank stare and a mumble, "Please excuse me," while you walk away also works. Clearly NTA. And cultural issues aside, it's still absolutely not her place. She can complain to the wind. NTA. Haters gonna hate, and they're jealous. If your husband has your back, go on living your best life. Every time she offers an opinion, just bat your eyes at MIL. Smile and say, "Isn't that nice?" Never anything more. Do not argue with her. Do not try to convince her of anything. Just smile non-committally, and acknowledge that she has expressed an opinion. Nothing more. Ever.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.